Today we would be talking about the catastrophe of the characters and the plot in the concluding scene of Andhayuk. Now, the plot meets its logical conclusion, and the characters also meet their end in the play Andhayuk. Today we would be talking about both about characters and how plot meets its culmination in the concluding scene. To begin with, we begin with Ashwatthama, and Ashwatthama has been called Naradam by Vyas, and he has been denounced by Krishna to live forever with a strange body, the body which is oozing out blood and pus, and he is looking very strange and very ugly, and his mental as well as his physical state is almost disgusting. He lives in pain. He is bitter throughout his life while he lives, while the other of his fellow being they all die. He is living all alone, but is living with a curse, and he is so much violent at the end that in his revenge he loses all his sense of religion, all his sense of love, all his sense of kindness. He kills all the sons of Draupadi, and he kills the womb of Uttara also. And there is a complete psychological and emotional imbalance that one could see in Ashwatthama as a person. He is roaming about here and there in forest, and he's all alone. He's shouting, shrieking, and he's all alone. And in a way, he's full of hatred towards the whole world. And if we talk of peace, peace is nowhere near him. So this is the person who is surviving the war, and this is the fate of the person who is surviving. So in a way, this is also a message that the war is uh, is disgusting for both the people who survive the war and the people who die in the war. Then there is another character, since we are talking from the point of view of catastrophe in relation to the characters and catastrophe or the culmination of the plot at the end of Andhayuk. So they both these factors, the characters and the plot, they have to be taken because characters are also part of plot, and they have to be taken into consideration when we talk of the culmination after the climax of Andhayuk. Then there is another character who is Yuyutsu, and he has his complete faith in Krishna, and on the offer of Krishna, he fights from the side of Krishna, and then he belongs to clan, and is fighting from the side of Pandavas. But at the end, he finds himself nowhere because his own clan or his own Kauravas, they have been defeated in war, and they are not able to reconcile with the fact that their own brother or their own kin has cheated them. And in the same way, the Yuyusu is also somewhere he's also he's somewhere isolated. He's not able to relate himself to anyone because the people he fought for, they were not exactly his own people. He had a faith in Krishna, and he fought for Krishna's call. But in the end, he finds that his own mother is not accepting him. Gandhari hated him. She is disillusioned in the end. He himself is disillusioned in the end. And even after survival, even after belonging to the side of the victorious team, he commits suicide. And and his dilemma is not resolved. A character or any person needs a place where where he could relate to, but this character is not able to relate to. And his death as well as his life or his action of fighting for Pandavas is almost like as if he is, he is hanged somewhere into limbo, where he does not have any place to go. He does not find a heaven, he does not find a hell, and he is almost nowhere. So this is his fate. And then we talk of Krishna, because we are talking about characters and their catastrophe. Krishna is cursed by Gandhari, and he is God. He is the person who saves everyone. He is the person who guides everyone. But at the end, he also meets a very ordinary death. He is killed by a hunter, and his entire clan is fighting with each other. And his own clan perishes with the war. Then there is army. There is it is like any war where army is the army, the soldiers from the both the sides, they are hurt. They lose their limbs, they lose their life, they are crying in the battlefield. There is no one to attend them. Some of them are limping, some of them are some of them are brutally injured by the enemy. And they are moving back. Their relatives are crying for them. Some of them being are picked. So there is a complete bloodshed, and the whole battlefield is full of dead bodies. And these dead bodies are stinking. So there is what a war gives. There is a great message when we look at the battlefield after the 18th day of the war. So and there is a complete despair, there is complete anguish, there is complete pain. There is no one to cheer them up. There is no one to sing the songs of victory. And there is complete destruction of life, destruction of lot of things or animals which are involved in war. And destruction of faith is there, destruction of hope is there. And war does not give anything to anyone. Even the warriors or the great statesmen or the kings or the commanders who have fought the war, they also find themselves tired. They also find themselves exhausted, mentally and physically exhausted at the end of the war. Then there is one character which we need to talk, and we should be talking, because that is the most important character, Gandhari. Gandhari with her 100 sons, and is left with only curses. She is very bitter at the end, and she is completely disillusioned by Krishna and his and whatever she thinks has been done by him. And she has a great loss. She has no one to talk to, or to even not a single son is left who she could bless or who she could see. She is full of anger, and slowly and gradually she is venting out, she is wailing, and she is cursing all the people who had been involved in this war one by one. And she's she's the only character who we find is completely disillusioned at the end of the warfare. So this character and her curses, which she curses Krishna, she curses the entire army, and she curses the entire Hastinapur. And somewhere the wailing of a mother is being heard, is being echoed throughout the battlefield.